Are you man, or are you mitochondria? Read on. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Fontanalis. This channel is about understanding the world better through models, frameworks, and metaphors. Someday I'll explain what that means. This video is about energy. And there's something I've seen floating around the interwebs, the cultural memery, and I haven't seen anyone else address why it's wrong. And this fallacy is something I call the energy fallacy. Namely, that the energy you eat is somehow related to the energy that you feel. Okay? And this is a fallacy because these are two different types of energy. If you want to be technical, this is what you would call equivocation, meaning a word that has two different meanings, but they're being used interchangeably in a fallacious way. So, the energy you feel as a human being, as a cultural, mental organism, is dopamine. Dopamine is what allows you to focus, it's what gives you motivation, and it's what makes you feel energized. The energy that you eat, the energy that your cells use as a fuel source, is caloric. It comes from fats and carbohydrates being burned in the mitochondria, sometimes by the cell itself through anaerobic processes. So, clearly this is a fallacy, but why am I addressing it? I'm addressing it because this is a very dangerous equivocation. The danger comes from people feeling energized and trying to stay in that state, thinking that it leads to better health, well-being, and long-term energy. In reality, the more you put yourself into an energized state, the more you are destroying your ability to feel energy long-term. And the mediator of this effect is mitochondria. So when we are eating the dopaminergic foods that make us feel energized, the sugary foods that make us feel like we have energy, we're actually poisoning our mitochondria. Mitochondria cannot perform well in a highly sugary, blood sugar-rich environment. Mitochondria thrive when they're breaking down saturated fats. If they're constantly flooded with sugar, they're producing more reactive oxygen species and destroying themselves. And when mitochondria die, this is actually one of the primary drivers of cell death. In other words, if you aren't taking care of your mitochondria, you are prematurely killing large swaths of your cellular population. And what happens when we destroy our mitochondria this way is that the energy in our mind, which is being produced by dopaminergic neurons, which are in a few small centers of the brain, these dopaminergic neurons rely on mitochondria heavily, as do all highly specialized cells. Your liver, your heart, your brain, all of these areas contain really high concentrations of mitochondria because the highly specialized functions of these cells requires more cellular energy. So, when you eat constantly, when you constantly have high blood sugar levels, you're killing the mitochondria which fuel your dopamine, which fuels your feelings of energy. And over a long period of time, you can actually reduce the total number of dopaminergic neurons and the total amount of dopamine in your brain. Translation: if you are constantly eating sugar and you are never fasting, never exercising, never healing your mitochondria and allowing them to burn fat, you are destroying your ability to feel energized long term, okay? And this is something that I feel is happening with, say, raw fruit diets, fruitarian diets. You're eating all this sugar, feeling energized, but slowly killing the mitochondria, which give you long-term, sustainable energy. I think that's it for this video. I just wanted to call this out, raise awareness for the energy fallacy. So start treating your mitochondria better, start thinking about your dopaminergic neurons, and yeah, I will see you next time. If you liked this, give it a like. If you want more on mitochondria and neurotransmitters, I'm going to have a lot more of that sometime in the nearest future, so go ahead and subscribe. Take it easy.